possession. They lead 53-47. Good play on the double team as Grant came over to help. Anderson. Grant changed his mind. It's picked off by McKee, who was fouled from behind by Anderson.
Well, Horace Grant, I think, thinking about things too much. That's where he was getting so many open shots against the Chicago Bulls at the top of the key. He had one. He left his feet and then decided at the last moment to try to pass it as he saw Shaq momentarily open, and then the ball deflected for the turnover. No surprise that the Pacers would go into Rick Smits early. They would love to get number 4 on Shaquille O'Neal.
And they go to Smits, draws the double. Smits with the open jump. Oh, he loves that right baseline.
Well, he just has that feel. Anytime there's penetration, anytime there's a breakdown play, he is the outlet. Just stepping out to that 17-foot area, there's no way that Shaq can get out there if he's protecting the basket.
Jump ball call. Nice play on the tie-up. Going back to the second quarter, Indiana with the last 9 points.
The Magic going into Nick Anderson on the first couple of possessions, this time picked up by Mark Jackson, who tying up Nick. Last time he was fronted by Reggie Miller. The Magic, I think, have maybe fallen in a little bit of a false sense of security. The fact that they have made so many three-point shots that they cannot rely on that. They have to get back into this game with defense.
And Dennis Scott able to go glass. He now has 14. Pacers lead by 6. Orlando got off to the good start. They hit their first 6 shots. They were up 15-3. Indiana came roaring back with a good run. Dale Davis wide open, and Rick Smits with assist number 5.
Well, that time a defensive mistake by the Magic with both Dennis Scott and Horace Grant coming to double team. No way should Dennis Scott leave that basket area, because that's where Dale Davis is going to be left wide open.
Jackson very physical with Hardaway. Hardaway got the step. Ran on the steal. Horace Grant took it away from Dale Davis. Shaquille O'Neal with 14. Pacers lead by 6. Smits, Davis, and McKee up front. Jackson and Miller in the backcourt. McKee with the room. And last touch by Indiana. Proudfellow was deflected out by Scott of Orlando. Hardaway and Anderson at the guards. O'Neal, Grant, Scott up front. The double team on Shaquille, opening it up for Hardaway. Smits with the rebound. Jackson accelerates. Miller for 3. Mark Jackson made that play, pushing it down court, finding the open Reggie Miller. And Orlando calls for time. It is a 20-second timeout. This is the biggest lead of the game for the Pacers.
Better Basketball, home of the world's preeminent improvement videos, introduces a DVD with
Craig, the trainer for the Indiana Pacers, was working on Dale Davis's injured right shoulder. It appears that he had injured it just a little bit earlier in the game, and he still continues to work on that right shoulder. And I'll keep you updated on the condition of that, Mark.
All right, Ahmad, yes, Dale Davis has had problems with a dislocated right shoulder. He re-injured it in the series against the Knicks, going up for the rebound in a collision with Charles Smith, and dislocated the shoulder on the play. It marked the 3rd time this season that Dale Davis suffered that problem. It has popped out on a number of occasions. Dale Davis, a very important player in the Indiana scheme. 7-point lead for the Pacers. Jackson for 3. Mark Jackson, who had a good one in terms of his all-around play on Saturday, although only 2 of 8 from the field, has shot the ball well here today. 5 of 7. He has 13 points.
And the reason he's so wide open, his defensive man, Penny Hardaway, going down to double team, and nobody else for the Magic will come over and rotate to him. They're going to wait to see if he'll hurt him with that jumper time and time again. He's doing it in this game 4.
And Dennis Scott is now 6 of 9. He has 16 points. Indiana 63 and Orlando 55. Halfway through the third quarter. Smits with the jump hook. Shaquille O'Neal on the floor with 4 personal fouls. Looking for position. Anderson passed on the 3 again. Ran for O'Neal. Good idea. Could not convert. And a foul is called on the Pacers. Reggie Miller collecting his first.
Well, Shaq's going to get double teamed, give it up very quickly, and then a high lob pass from Horace Grant. And Shaq again trying to do everything so hard. That's normally an easy play for him, but this one going to go off the heel of the rim as Penny Hardaway and Reggie Miller waiting for that rebound.
Traveling violation on Shaquille O'Neal. Recall the quote that we passed on at the start of the telecast. Shaquille saying after the game on Saturday when he comes here, he feels it's like 8 against 5. And a foul. That is number 5. Well, it is Horace Grant. It appeared that it was called on Shaquille, but Horace Grant called for the foul.
And it was on Horace Grant, who reached in and hacked across the arm of Rick Smith. Shaq is playing with 4. One more look at it. Shaq hit him way after Horace Grant committed the initial foul. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to maybe give Shaq a little bit of a breather right now to let him collect his thoughts. He's thinking too much about his predicament with the fouls, how things aren't going well for him out on the floor. He does have plenty of time left in this game, and I'm saying just a couple of minutes right now because he's in danger of picking up that 5th one the way that he's playing.
Indiana by 10. So that matches their biggest lead of the ball game. 5:20 remaining. Third quarter. O'Neal in the step and not able to hit. That's the second jump that he has blown. Reggie Miller extending to a 12-point Indiana lead. The Magic calling for time.
Days at the office, especially in a row. Here's one missed dunk opportunity, and then one more time as he had excellent position on Rick Smith. A perfect pass, and normally Shaq will get a 3-point play opportunity. That one released it just a little bit too soon, and then really feeling the frustration here, as I'm sure Brian Hill trying to get Shaq's mind in the game and get him refocused on some of the things he has to do, and a number of Shaq's teammates trying to settle him down.
Shaquille remaining on the floor. He's playing with 4 fouls. Whistle before the shot opportunity. It's on Smits. Got him from behind. That is only the second call on Smits.
And Rick can't really believe that one. He has gotten away with many more rougher pushes than that one, but he's got to be careful as well.
Indiana leads by 12. Here's Scott. Scott taking it right to the hoop. It's been a strong game for Scott. Has not been doing it from 3-point land. He's hit 2 from downtown. 18 points in all. Indiana 67, Orlando 57. 4.5 remaining. Third quarter. Smith's facing the double team. Here's Byron Scott. Put on the line. That's a 2-pointer. And his first field goal. Byron Scott missing his first 4 shots. Oh, Hardaway. Anthony Hardaway with 15. And it brings it back to a 10-point Pacer lead.
A quick double team by the Pacers. Shaq read it all away and had the cutter, Anthony Hardaway. And there again, that's how Shaq can get his teammates involved and still be a valuable factor out on the floor.
Smith got bottled off. Good play by Grant coming over on the double team, leading to this, a fast break. Scott from Anderson. Orlando, a very explosive team, as Larry Brown and the Pacers are well aware. The big lead is not safe. They opened up with a 15-3 run. Indiana came right back at them, but this a club that loves to do it with spurts. The Pacers lead by 8 again. Jackson wide open. This time could not put it down. Here comes Hardaway. Hardaway on the penetration, going all the way.
a difference for the Magic.
3 minutes to go in the third. McKee, who has been quiet. That his first field goal. He had missed his first 5 shots. Pacers lead 71-63. Dennis Scott working against Byron Scott. Anthony Hardaway guarded by Mark Jackson. Here's Scott for 3. Rebound Grant. Horace Grant with the fadeaway after gathering in the offensive rebound.
Well, that urgency we said was missing has just come back in the last couple of minutes of play.
Pacers by 6. 2:20 left in the third. They double up on McKee. Jackson for Smith. Crowd looking for a foul call. Jack Neese makes the call from the outside. It's on Dennis Scott.
Well, Penny Hardaway on the cut off the double team as Reggie Miller fails to make the defensive rotation and cover the hoop. And now Penny Hardaway using Shaquille again, who ran the middle of the floor right to the front of the rim and occupied Rick Smits defensively, and that cleared that lane for Penny Hardaway and the lay-in on the fast break.
Smits is 4 of 5 at the line. Well, Shaquille O'Neal with 14 points. Rick Smits now with 13. Rick Smits with 6 assists, which ties his career playoff high.
Well, Rick is getting double teamed so quickly as the Magic are trying to protect Shaq with those fouls, making sure that they get the ball out of Rick Smits' hands before he does some damage to Shaquille O'Neal.
Kevin Turner back on the floor replacing Shaquille O'Neal. Hayward Workman's back for Indiana. Fouls called on Byron Scott. Substitutions continue. Sam Mitchell and Dale Davis return. So apparently Dale Davis is all right. They were working on his shoulder earlier this third quarter. And Eric McKee departs. Only 1 of 6 from the field. 6 points for McKee. And Nick Anderson gets the treatment from the crowd. Anderson is now 2 of 2 at the free throw line. Nick Anderson, the first player drafted by the Magic back in 1989. Put his stamp on this series back in game 2 last Thursday with that clutch three-pointer with 13 seconds remaining in the fourth.
I like that Nick Anderson is not forcing things. He used to get so many offensive opportunities, but the players that he is out on the floor with, he is just waiting his turn and waiting for the opportunities to come to him.
Indiana leads by 6. Miller thought he had the step. Workman. Davis is able to keep it alive. There's Byron Scott for 3. He has been off. Grant on the rebound. Horace Grant has come to life off the boards. His 10th rebound. Minute and a half to go. Third quarter. Dennis Scott looking to back his way. Hardaway picked up on a switch by Dale Davis. And illegal defense called against the Pacers.
Well, the team that the Magic have on the floor right now still has a lot of offensive capability, but couldn't get hurt defensively. Actually gave up a second shot before this defensive rebound by Horace Grant. But running down the floor that trip, Horace looks winded right now, very tired. Things have not gone well for him at the offense of the floor. He's always going to work hard defensively and on the backboard, but he looks like a tired player to me.
That he said the case the other day in game 3. Both teams now have 1 illegal defense. Scott off a nice pass from Turner. Mitchell with the rebound. We come up on 1 minute remaining in the third. Indiana with the ball. They lead by 6 points. McKee, Hardaway reaching in for the steal, and Hardaway puts it down. Anthony Hardaway with a sensational all-around performance here this afternoon.
Well, he is always ready to step it up no matter what the circumstances, but in particular when Shaquille O'Neal struggles, Anthony Hardaway is always ready to go. The group that Indiana has out on the floor right now, again, tough to find offense, but that'll do it right there. Yeah.
Nice lead by Workman, pushing it down to McKee. McKee, 75-69. Indiana, half minute left. Third quarter. Scott got the step. Scott is fouled by Mitchell. He thought it was all ball, but Mitchell hit with his third.
Tentative possession by the Pacers without Rick Smits or Reggie Miller on the floor. Derek McKee trying to make something happen, but everybody's standing around. That enabled Penny Hardaway to get in there and get the strip and the pass back and the strong finish.
And Hardaway with his fourth steal of the game. Scott 2 of 2 at the line. 19 for Dennis Scott. Jackson is back for Workman. Ryan Shaw coming on, replacing Jeff Turner. Brian Hill has been forced to go deep into his bench the last couple of games because of the foul difficulties of Shaquille O'Neal, so he's gone to the likes of Turner and Rollins. Seen a bit more of Royal. Bowie played briefly. Shaw back on the floor. 75-71. Indiana, 20 seconds remaining in the third.
Larry Brown was concerned that he didn't have enough offense out on the floor, and coming back with Mark Jackson to make things happen, and Reggie Miller.
5 seconds to go. McKee around Grant, rejected by Anderson as time runs down. Nick Anderson with the block to stop that shot by Derek McKee. 14-6 run by Orlando, ending the third. Hardaway, 8 of 16, 19 points, 2 assists, and 4 steals. So Orlando in the midst of a comeback, down by as many as 12. It's a 4-point Pacer lead. We'll be back after these messages and a word from your local station.
Welcome back to the NBA's greatest game.
Back in Indianapolis, Indiana's led by as many as 12. It's now a 4-point lead as we head to the fourth quarter. And they are on their feet here at Market Square. Helping on the pivotal camera, the brilliant running back of the Indianapolis Colts, Marshall Faulk, coming off a terrific rookie season. In fact, Marshall and the Indianapolis Colts will open up down the street of the Hoosier Dome September 3rd against the Cincinnati Bengals. Marshall putting us all in focus, Matt.
Excellent job. The Magic have made the most of their fast break opportunities. Only 9 of them in this game, but some of them have been spectacular. And more important for Orlando, they have 20 points on those 9 fast break chances.
And that's foul number 4 on Antonio Davis. Keon O'Neal out there playing with 4 fouls. Rick Smits on the bench. Larry Brown likes to pace the utilization of Rick Smits, keeps him fresh, has only 2 fouls to this point. Ryan Shaw, Anthony Hardaway, Nick Anderson, all with Shaquille O'Neal and Horace Grant, being used by Brian Hill to open up this fourth quarter. Shaw passing on the shot, getting it to O'Neal. And for Shaquille, his first bucket in some time. He has 16 points, and Orlando is within 2.
Well, in Game 3, Antonio Davis was able to bump Shaq early, keep him off the block. So far in this game, as Horace Grant has a steal.
Alert play by Grant. Hardaway, and he's tied the game at 75.
I was starting to say, so far in this game, Shaquille O'Neal has been able to body and move Antonio Davis wherever he has wanted, and has consequently picked up the 4 fouls on Davis.
18-6 run by Orlando, and the Magic doing it with thievery. Their 10th steal of the game. 4 for Hardaway. Shot clock at 1. Workman had to force it. It's a 44-second violation.
The Pacers have become unglued offensively, very careless with their passing, not moving very well without the ball. Horace Grant having a little trouble dribbling it, but wisely waits up for Anthony Hardaway, who knows how to finish off the play.
Game tied at 75 with a minute and a a half gone by in the fourth. Shaw not looking for the shot. He's been given the room. Anderson, that was tipped short, rescued by Shaw, and it's a 24-second violation. That shot did not hit the rim.
That was an outstanding defensive play by Antonio Davis on the in-out, in-again type of play. Into Shaq, back out to Brian Shaw, and then wisely, Antonio Davis got around on the front situation so they couldn't get the ball back into Shaquille.
Larry Brown getting set to reinsert Derek McKee and Mark Jackson. Miller played very well by Shaw. Miller forcing. Rebound O'Neal. Shaw in the open floor. Anderson for three. Yes. And the Orlando Magic, after trailing by as many as 12, again showing their poise. We saw this throughout the series against the Chicago Bulls, playing on the road, able to come from way back, and they now lead by 3. 20-second timeout called by the Pacers.
Miller Genuine Draft presents Genuine Moments.
Today, we remember the only 3 Pacers to have their numbers retired. George McGinnis played 7 seasons with Indiana and was co-ABA MVP back in 1975, along with a fellow by the name of Julius Erving. Mel Daniels centered the Pacers for 6 seasons and was twice named the ABA Most Valuable Player. And Roger Brown, the Pacers' second all-time scorer, the first ever player signed by the Indiana Pacers. In recognition of this moment, Miller Genuine Draft will donate $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund. Fouls called on Brian Shaw. Indiana Pacers, once one of the marquee franchises of the Old American Basketball Association, joining the NBA along with 3 other ABA teams prior to the 76-77 season. You see the numbers hung from the rafters here at Market Square. Pacers struggling with mediocrity through most of their NBA existence. Smits was blocked. They had never advanced past the first round of the playoffs and turned it around last season, nearly making it to the finals, and certainly in a position right here to advance. Indiana, though, having its problems in the fourth quarter. They are 1 for their last 8 shots. That goes back to late third. The Magic coming from behind and now leads 78-75. O'Neal facing the double team. And Brian Shaw not looking to shoot. And O'Neal fouled. Smith, that is his third. A look at the former ABA teams making it to the conference final last season. Pacers losing in a grueling 7-game series to the Knicks. Prior to that, go back to 85 and the Denver Nuggets, the last ABA team to make it. Traveling violation and a couple of hops called on Shaquille.
Shaq a little bit over anxious there and trying to get the play going, but the Magic offense has picked up ever since their defense got better. And we said going into the ballgame that was going to be a big key. They still have not rebounded well enough. The transition defense not good enough, but it's much better pressure on the ball, and that's why they have 10 steals in this game.
Indiana has gone cold. Shaquille O'Neal has played nearly 9 minutes since picking up his 4th foul. Rick Smits is now playing with 3, 8.5 to go in the game. Anderson from way downtown. O'Neal battling with Smits for the rebound and deflected out by Smits. A new 24 presented to the Magic. Shaw, Smits on the block. 3-on-2. Jackson for Antonio Davis. Another good defensive play by the Magic. And Mike Mathis calling the foul against Orlando. It's on Anderson, his third.
Well, that happened 4 times in the first half where the Pacers would get scoring opportunities right around the basket and the Magic able to strip, and they're going to get one more right here as Anthony Hardaway able to get his hand in there and knock it loose from Antonio Davis.
Reggie Miller. Once again, Reggie is quiet in the fourth quarter. Antonio Davis and a foul against Orlando. And that is number 5
He has shown the ball a little bit and then tried to put it on the floor and go by Shaquille O'Neal. This time, Shaq was waiting for him with the arms outstretched, but a good offensive play by Antonio Davis to initiate the contact and no real complaint by Shaq.
Antonio Davis to the line for the first time. A 67% free throw shooter during the regular season.
And Brian Hill rolling some major dice right here, leaving Shaquille O'Neal with plenty of time, 8 minutes to go, with 5 personal fouls. The Magic have some things going pretty well right now, defensively, a little bit offensively, but still a big gamble by Brian Hill.
Anderson. And back come the Pacers, who have hit only one of their last 10 from the field. Smith's for McKee. Orlando, 78. Indiana, 77. First points for the Pacers in this fourth quarter. Shaw penetrating. O'Neal and a foul against the Pacers as Shaquille was able to come up with that loose ball, pushed from behind. Foul on McKee, his third.
Well, Rick Smith, who's passing the ball beautifully today, mainly because he has been double teamed so much. That time he was into his shot and made a last-moment adjustment.
Matt, you mentioned earlier perhaps the lack of the sense of urgency on the part of Orlando. Both clubs now playing with a sense of desperation in this fourth quarter. Shaw, who was reluctant to shoot earlier, knocks down the three-pointer. The Magic 81, the Pacers 77. And Indiana calling for time with 7 minutes and 5 seconds to go in this fourth quarter.
Hi, I'm Magic. Welcome back to the NBA's greatest game.
Back at Market Square Arena, Marv Albert, Matt Dukas, and Ahmad Rashad with 6:45 remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Magic up 81-77. Orlando ball as we resume, and Brian Shaw, who came up limping, sitting down. So it's Hardaway, Anderson, and Scott, along with Rollins and Grant. Scott with the shot clock running down. A spinning jump shot by Scott from 2-point range. The idea that Dennis kind of enjoyed that one.
Well, he made something out of nothing. The execution just was not there on the play. Dennis forced it, but got it.
83-77. Orlando, they've outscored Indiana 12-2 here in the fourth quarter. Shot clock at 4. Reggie Miller eluding Nick Anderson. Passed up the shot, and it cost. Won't count. 24-second violation.
Well, Horace Grant did bail out Nick Anderson on that play, who turned his head on the wrong man. Reggie Miller, you don't want to leave him open, was out of position, Nick was, but Horace Grant saved him by coming out and making Reggie Miller make one more dribble.
Well, Reggie Miller, who has had a number of heroic stretch runs for the most part against the New York Knicks, has not done it in the fourth quarter and in the second half of this series. He did it back in game 2, but quiet again here today. Only 5 points in the half. Foul on Grant. That is his fourth. And the ball back to Indiana. Well, tomorrow night in prime time, starting 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, we'll bring you game 5 of the Western Conference Finals. Houston going against San Antonio. We'll be with you Wednesday night for game number 5 of this series from the arena in Orlando. McKee draws the foul. Nice fake. And it puts number 5 on Grant.
Well, Larry Brown has told us time and time again how much he has to force Derek McKee to be aggressive offensively, and Indiana needs his offense right now. Horace Grant, second team all defensive, as is Derek McKee, has really had his problems in this series with Derek McKee, who is a reluctant offensive player. He feels that by shooting the ball so much that it would make him a selfish player, and Larry has had to try to explain to him that, no, you be aggressive offensively, and that'll open up the other parts of your game, the passing, the screening, and whatnot.
Well, McKee 6 for 6 from the line. Orlando 83. And Indiana 79. 5.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Wild pass thrown by Hardaway. Picked up by Jackson. Here's Miller. And hit down from behind. That'll be a two-shot foul. Dennis Scott trying to chase him down. And Miller will head to the line.
Well, the wild pass intended for Tree Long, not loose by Mark Jackson, who just threw it ahead as Miller going in clearly for a layup. Inadvertent trip that time by Dennis Scott. Nevertheless, a foul anyway. His right foot, Dennis Scott's catching the left foot of Reggie Miller and sending him sprawling.
Well, Reggie Miller, a 90% free throw shooter during the regular season. 1 of 2 from the line here this afternoon. Shaquille O'Neal back on the floor, playing with the 5 with 5:14 remaining. Orlando with a 3-point lead. Indiana needing the victory to tie the series at 2. Orlando hoping to go up 3 games to 1 with Game 5 in Orlando on Wednesday night. O'Neal, and the foul is called as Shaquille O'Neal and Rick Smits got entangled. Foul on Smits.
Orlando going to the strong side triangle to try to negate the double team from the top. Smits getting caught on the top shoulder as Shaquille O'Neal has position, but the crowd here feels that Shaquille O'Neal did dip that right shoulder and ram into Rick Smits. And I agree. That would have been Shaq's 6th personal foul.
But it's called on Smits, his 4th, and Shaquille 0 for 5 at the line. In this series, he had been 10 of 13 from the line in the fourth quarter. And Shaquille is back to his problems at the line that hit him during the regular season. The Magic with a 3-point lead. Smits with a beautiful finish. Orlando 83. Indiana 82. They are on their feet at Market Square Arena. Scott for 3. Rebounded by McKee. A patient setup by the Magic, but Scott not able to hit.
And a nice discipline move there by Mark Jackson. It looked like a fast break opportunity. Shaq not back. He decided to pull it back out and run the 2-man game with Smits and Miller.
Byron Scott. Jackson controlling the back tap. Oh, dangerous behind the back tap. Miller for 3. Rebounded by Scott. The Pacers had their chances on that sequence.
And Reggie Miller just looks like he has no legs left in the fourth quarter. We have seen him go cold in previous fourth quarters.
Hardaway rejected. Hardaway for 3. Fielded by Grant. Horace Grant with a big bucket. And the Magic leading 85-82. The clock showing 3:15 left. Reggie Miller has missed his last 3 shots. Also been hesitating, has not been looking to take the shot. Jackson does. O'Neal with the rebound. Hardaway breaking. He stumbled and lost the ball. And a foul. Loose ball foul on Scott. Dennis Scott called for his 4th.
Eddie Hardaway deep in the left corner, step back to get the 3-point attempt off the air ball as Reggie Miller was trying to battle Horace Grant to keep him off the offensive glass, and the air ball confused him. And then Penny Hardaway, who normally has great hands and finish these kinds of play, actually lost his footing first before that ball squirted out of his hands, as Derek McKee was a little bit casual getting back on that play, but able to secure the ball and then get undercut by Nick Anderson.
McKee, 7 for 7 at the line. He is a dependable free throw shooter, 74% for the season. And very casually hits both. 85-84, Orlando. Just under 3 minutes to go in the fourth. O'Neal out to set the pick. Hardaway with the snap. Hardaway on the reverse. That was all Penny Hardaway, who now has 23. Orlando leads by 3.
And that is a bread and butter fourth quarter play for Orlando. That pick and roll with Shaquille, with Penny going to his left. Normally Shaq will roll on the play. Sometimes Penny will throw the lob up there.
Miller with 6 on the 24. Goes to the drive. Reggie Miller comes right back. And Indiana is within 1.
Now Reggie had enough legs on that one. He knew he was going to meet some company there to try to challenge that shot. Smartly took it to the other side of the rim.
Orlando with the ball. They lead by 1 point. We're down to 2 minutes to go. Shaquille O'Neal again, not able to hit the stuff, but he was fouled. That's his 3rd missed dunk.
And all I can think of, Marv, is when Shaq misses these, it's either he's trying too hard or taking his eye off the target, and you can see his head turn a little bit to the left as they're hitting the heel of the rim. And of course, the other thing is he anticipates the fact that he is going to be fouled, and fouled hard, and maybe he's thinking about it.
Shaquille 0 for 6 at the line. Seven from the line. 0 for 8 at the foul line. Perhaps Shaquille is missing the pinwheel effect.
He'll go for anything at this point to nail one.
Having an embarrassing time at the foul line. Reaching called on Grant. Horace Grant has fouled out. Departs with only 7 points, 3 of 8 shooting. He did have 12 rebounds, 3 blocks.
Well, Horace Grant trying to reach in and knock that ball loose from Horace Grant. Did reach across and foul. Not a very smooth offensive game for Horace Grant, but always battling defensively, always on the backboards as he helped bring the Magic back to even up the gap that was 6 rebounds in the first half. The Magic closing that as we get back into this game, and they did it with some defense and definitely with some rebounding.
Rick Smits to the line. He's 6 of 7 at the line, a 75% free throw shooter during the regular season. You see 84 for the Surge. He's tied the game at 87.
Horace Grant just thoroughly disappointed, wanted to be in the ball game down the stretch. And Penny Hardaway saying, don't worry about it, Horace, we'll pick it up for you.
Well, that's a major loss, particularly involved in a close contest. Anderson able to get to the loose ball. Pacers and Magic tied at 87. A minute and a half left in regulation. Shaquille O'Neal picks up number 6.
The Magic like to use with a high screen roll, not a roll when Jeff Turner's there. He's going to spot up, catches at the top, has the option to shoot it, or Shaquille will try to dive into the lane and cover up his defender. He just did it with too much effort. Let's watch it as Shaq backing in on Rick Smits, and actually Rick backing off a little bit, taking a little bit of a bump, possibly catching that left elbow to knock him to the floor.
So the 39-year-old combination player, assistant coach, Tree Rollins, replacing Shaquille O'Neal. Both O'Neal and Grant have fouled out. It has been a nightmare for Shaquille. 16 points, 0 for 8 from the line. And a foul is called. With a minute and 20, deflected out of bounds. Minute 20 remaining in this fourth quarter, and the game tied at 87. Both teams are now over the foul limit, and a timeout has been called. You're watching the NBA on NBC.
Ring
Timeout rundown. The Magic 3 left. Pacers with 2. Both clubs over the foul limit. Orlando now without Shaquille O'Neal and Horace Grant. They lost both on fouls. The game is tied at 87. A minute 20 to go in this fourth quarter. Shaquille O'Neal missing 3 dunks, 0 for 8 at the foul line. We try to check the record books in terms of worst free throw shooting performances in the history of NBA playoff competition. It's not in there now. But you mentioned Wilt Chamberlain might be in there in some form.
I don't think he had an 0 for big numbers, but for some 20 attempts, and now the Magic just leaving Tree Rollins in a one-on-one situation for Rick Smith. I'm not all surprised by that, because Brian Hill, I'm sure, worried about Reggie Miller getting a wide open look. Ball going inside to Smiths. No double, even after he puts the ball on the floor. It'll be interesting to see how the Pacers defend Penny Hardaway going the other way. Larry Brown has, on a couple of occasions, put Derek McKee, his best defensive player, on Penny Hardaway. And if he did that, he might put Mark Jackson maybe on Jeff Turner.
Rick Smiths getting the front rim. 8 of 10 from the line. See Indiana 7 of 11 at the line here in the fourth quarter. 18 points for Smiths. Make it 19 along with 7 assists, which is a career playoff high. Indiana by 2. Derek McKee is guarding Penny Hardaway. Shot clock at 7.
Just that little half penetration by Hardaway drew Mark Jackson away, and that left Nick Anderson with a great look, and he had it halfway down.
Out of 35 seconds, Miller still having his difficulties in the fourth quarter. Indiana with a 2-point lead. A reminder, tomorrow night from San Antonio, Game 5 between Houston and San Antonio. Greg Gumbel, Steve Jones, Bill Walsh will have it for you right here on NBC starting at 9 Eastern Time, and we'll be on hand in Orlando in prime time for Indiana and Orlando. Game number 5 Wednesday night. 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 Pacific. As the Indiana Pacers try to tie this series at 2. Orlando hoping to take a 3-1 lead, but it's Indiana with an 89-87 lead. Brian Shaw, who hobbled off earlier this fourth quarter, is back on Hill inbound. 28-10 seconds remaining in the fourth. 20 on the shot clock. They are on their feet at Market Square Arena. Hardaway once again guarded by McKee. Hardaway for Turner. Hardaway checking the clock. Backs it up to go now against Dale Davis. Here's Brian Shaw for 3. Brian Shaw, who hit a 3-pointer earlier, comes off the bench to knock it down from downtown, and Orlando now leads 90-89 with 13 and 3/10 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
Well, this two-man game set up with Jeff Turner and Penny Hardaway. I think the Magic anticipated Mark Jackson guarding Turner. He wasn't. Mark Jackson was guarding Brian Shaw. He stepped in to help. The penetration by Penny, and that set up Brian Shaw.
A huge shot by that man, Brian Shaw, signed as a free agent by Orlando after 2.5 years with Miami. Originally a first-round pick of the Celtics back in '88. The three-pointer giving the Magic a 1-point lead. Orlando taking the delay of the game to check out the Indiana alignment. 13 14 and 3/10 seconds to go in this fourth quarter, and Derek McKee will throw in.
Pacers have had success going inside to Rick Smith. The last time they did it, the Magic left Tree Rollins alone with him.
Indiana has one timeout left. They had some trouble getting it in. Down to 10 seconds. Jackson, Miller taking the shot, and hitting a three for Reggie Miller to give Indiana a 2-point lead with 5 and 2/10 seconds to go in the fourth, and the Magic calling for time. Reggie Miller, who has been struggling in the fourth quarter, 1 for 5 prior to this.
Well, looked like a high screen roll with Smith. Mark Jackson forced to go the other way, and fortunately for Indiana, it was toward their best clutch shooter. Well, there you see the situation, but with Shaquille O'Neal fouled out, Horace Grant fouled out, the Magic have to be thinking 3-point shot here. Take their chances, try to get the win now, although they would take a 2 on the follow-up and take their chances in overtime. But I'm not sure. I have a good feeling they'll look for a 3-point shot here. Dennis Scott, Nick Anderson, Penny Hardaway.
One timeout remaining for each club. 5 and 2/10 seconds to go. The Pacers, 92. The Magic, 90.
And it looks like Dennis Scott will be the inbound passer, and that is usually the man that will bust wide open with 5 seconds to go in the fourth quarter.
Scott throwing in from near midcourt. Brian Shaw with a 3-pointer to give Orlando the lead. Reggie Miller answering with a 3 to give Indiana the lead. Delay of game taken by Miller. Larry Brown able to check things out. Now telling Miller to drop off Scott. Hardaway down to 3. Here is the 3-pointer. Yes! With 1 and 3/10 seconds to go. Anthony Hardaway hits the 3. An amazing finish here at Market Square Arena, Indiana. Now Orlando with the 1-point lead. You see 1 and 3/10 seconds remaining. Both clubs have used all their timeouts. Indiana hanging back in the huddle. The officials trying to get them to make their move back onto the floor. You hear the whistles blowing. Orlando is ready. Larry Brown taking his time and mapping it out.
Already one delay of game warning. It could be another one. I don't think the officials would call in this situation. Normally, you would like to have the ball being challenged on the pass inbounds, but with Reggie Miller, probably the guy that's going to get the catch here, a good idea to take the man guarding the passer and just track Reggie and watch where he goes.
All right, McKee will throw in. It's got to be a catch and shoot. Here it is. Smith with the catch and the shot. The Indiana Pacers have won it at the buzzer. Successive clutch shots, concluding with this. Rick Smith with the move on Tree Rollins, able to hit. The Pacers win it 94-93, and this series is tied at 2.
Well, they were looking for Reggie Miller. He was played perfectly. Smith was the second option, and actually Tree Rollins trying to take away that first shot with just 1.3 left. Smith able to get the fake and then the step in. The game winner as Larry Brown sitting there, calm as you can be, but saying, hey, we'll take it.
4 lead changers, the final 13 seconds for the 1-point victory. Let's go to Ahmad Rashad.
All right, thanks, Mark. Reggie, we talked the other day. You guys just don't know how to do it the easy way.
Well, you got to give the Magic a lot of credit. They hung in there in that fourth quarter, took the lead, but we came back. It was a big heart from this team. The big fella, I love this guy. He came through.
All right, Rick, it seems to me you got your offensive game going now.
Yeah, a little bit. That last shot, I knew we had enough time to give him a fake and step through or try to draw a foul, but I saw him go by me, so I just put it up.
All right, you guys have evened it up. We will see you Wednesday.
so long from Indianapolis. This has been the NBA on NBC.
You hope.